Hello and welcome to your $1,400 stimulus check and stimulus package updates. We have a whole variety of different areas to cover today, so let's just go ahead and jump right in. That way you can get exactly what you need to know. So Biden last night pitched his stimulus plans at an event in Wisconsin. A lot of the details you're already going to be completely familiar with, so I'm not going to bog you down with just repeat information, but he talked about pushing forwards with the American Rescue Plan, which, if you aren't aware, that's the name for that $1.9 trillion stimulus bill. We just don't hear the name American Rescue Plan very often in the news for whatever reason. He said now is the time we should be spending, and now is the time to go big, kind of reiterating the sentiment of both the Democratic Party and many economists who say that the risks of going too big are better risks to take than the risk of going too small. It's actually really hard to find an economist that agrees or says the opposite of that sentiment. I've tried to make videos on it, and it's extremely difficult to do. He also talked about life at the White House and waking up not knowing where he is, feeling like he's in some kind of dream, and wanting to focus on the American people in the news, not the former president like the news has been focused on in the past. But the former president is in the news right now because President Trump threw some serious shots at former Majority Senate Leader Mitch McConnell again last night in this 600-word rant, going off on various things he does not like about the now Minority Senate Leader Mitch McConnell. One of the things he said was the Republican Party can never again be respected or strong with political leaders like Senator Mitch McConnell at its helm, and many other rough comments. If you want to dig into the details there, be my guest. This comes after Trump was acquitted in his impeachment hearing. However, the road on potential lawsuits because of allegations against Trump aren't necessarily over quite yet. It might get passed off to the judicial system. House Democrats are also expecting to have their stimulus package completed by next week and on the floor for a vote by next Friday at the earliest. So progress is moving forward, even though they're on recess right now. Seems like things are still being done. There's conference calls being had nearly every day, it seems, and a lot of virtual kind of conferences happening during this recess. So I was happy to see in the news today that despite being in recess, we're actually seeing things kind of inch forward, because there actually is a lot that needs to happen in order to make this vote happen on Friday. House Majority Leader Steny Hoyer said that they still face large challenges with getting this stimulus bill passed, and the vote may go through the weekend. So if it gets on the floor by Friday, we might not actually see this thing voted through by Saturday, Sunday. I mean, sometimes we see these votes go to like midnight, sometimes later. So there's no definite plan as to when that's going to be passed, but I'll let you know as soon as I know. So make sure you're subscribed. That way you can stay up to date. As a part of that bill, we're still looking at many of the same areas, the $1,400 stimulus checks for both adults, adult dependents, and child dependents, the child tax credit, funding for state and local governments. We're not sure about the minimum wage increases yet. That might be in there or it might not. Unemployment boost of $400 per week. We're just seeing now that will likely just be extended through the end of August instead of the end of September, and many of the other programs that we're already very familiar with. And then finally, in a little piece of economy news, retail sales grew in January by 5.3%, and this is up from the expectations of an increase of just 1%. So that's some extremely good news. And also bars and restaurants similarly saw a 7% increase in net sales after 3 months of decreases in sales. So January was a 7% increase in sales, which is, of course, a very pleasant surprise to see as well. And this is, of course, a good sign, as it's important that small businesses can kind of, pull themselves up, start getting revenue in the door, start rehiring people, and kind of get the economy churning a little bit again. The stock market is not a good indicator of where the actual economy and where the average American is at, because the stock market is just absolutely blown through the roof right now. And I mean, I'm beyond even trying to rationalize where it's at, or even say like there's going to be a crash or anything like that, because I mean, we don't know. It could just keep continuing upwards. We could see a situation where the actual economy kind of meets where the stock market is at. It's anyone's bet what exactly happens with the stock market, but of course, it's good that small businesses and just businesses in general are increasing revenue. One thing that I've noticed in the recent probably 4 to 7 weeks, is the difficulty to hire people is kind of back like it was last summer. It's extremely hard for business owners right now to find people even applying for jobs. There's so many businesses hiring, but so few people applying. I mean, we've been trying to hire like 5 people at my business for, months now, and just get very few applications despite paying 30-40% above average for the industry. It's just kind of crazy right now how hard it is to hire people. That of course varies depending on the area. And then one more thing before we wrap this up, I've been posting a lot more on the stock market, including a video yesterday that I thought that was really entertaining about a company who saw its stock price increase 980% in a single day. So I'll have that linked above here somewhere if you're interested and you want to take a watch of that real short video. That's pretty interesting. So I'd just like to thank you for watching, and I hope you have a profitable day.